The afternoon sun poured gently through the windows of the small, cozy cafe tucked between towering corporate buildings, a place where busy people escaped the noise of the world for a moment of quiet comfort. Emma, the young waitress with soft eyes and a tired but genuine smile, moved from table to table with practiced grace, unaware that her ordinary day was about to become the most unforgettable moment of her life. She had been working double shifts for months, trying to save enough money to finish her nursing course, dreams she once shared with her little brother before he passed away from a medical emergency no one responded to quickly enough. That memory lived inside her like a quiet shadow, shaping her instincts, sharpening her awareness. As the cafe door chimed softly, a little girl stepped inside, small, delicate, with golden curls that bounced lightly and a pastel dress that made her look like a doll from a storybook. She clutched a tiny bracelet engraved with the name Lily. Behind her walked a caretaker, a woman clearly overwhelmed and distracted as she checked her phone repeatedly, barely noticing the child's pale cheeks or trembling fingers. But Emma noticed instantly. Something about the girl's slow steps and unfocused eyes made a chill crawl down her spine. She walked toward them, opening her mouth to ask if everything was all right, when suddenly, the little girl blinked weakly, touched her forehead, and collapsed to the wooden floor. A gasp tore through the cafe. Chairs screeched. A cup shattered. The caretaker screamed and fell to her knees beside the unconscious child, her voice shaking so violently she couldn't speak clearly. Lily. Lily, wake up. Not again, please, not again. Customers rushed closer, some froze in shock, while others shouted, "Someone call an ambulance." Is she breathing? Help her. Emma's heart pounded as she knelt beside the girl, her hands trembling for a split second before instinct took over. Lily's skin was icy cold, her pulse faint and erratic. Emma felt her breath catch. She had seen this before, years ago, when her little brother collapsed unexpectedly. His sugar had dropped too low. Help came too late. She had lived with that regret ever since. But not this time. Not again. The caretaker sobbed uncontrollably. She has a rare condition, her sugar drops dangerously fast. We were just out for a short walk. I didn't know, her words dissolved into tears. Emma didn't hesitate. She looked around frantically, then sprinted to the counter and grabbed a bottle of honey used for the cafe's specialty teas. People stared, confused. What are you doing? Someone shouted. You can't feed her anything. Wait for the professionals, another warned. But Emma knew better. If Lily's sugar crash was severe, waiting could steal the minutes they didn't have. She returned to the child, knelt down, and gently rubbed a small amount of honey inside her cheek, praying the whole time her voice remained steady. Come on, sweetheart, stay with me, you're okay, just breathe for me. The entire cafe fell silent, as if the world itself was holding its breath. The caretaker clutched the child's hand, shaking uncontrollably. Emma watched Lily's chest rise faintly, then fall, too weak, too slow. She whispered, please work, seconds stretched like hours. Then, just when fear began to grip Emma's heart, Lily's eyelids fluttered. Her tiny fingers twitched. A faint breath escaped her lips. Color slowly returned to her face, like a sunrise emerging after a long night. Gasps of relief rippled through the room. She's responding. She's waking up. How did she do that? At that exact moment, the cafe doors burst open and paramedics rushed in. The lead medic knelt beside the girl, checking her vitals. He paused, eyes widening in disbelief. Who gave her glucose? A trembling hand pointed to Emma. The medic looked up at her with stunned respect. You might have saved her life, he said. If her sugar had dropped any further, we would have been too late. Emma exhaled shakily, her eyes welling with tears she had been holding back. Lily was still weak but conscious, her small hand reaching out instinctively to squeeze Emma's fingers. The caretaker hugged Emma suddenly, sobbing into her shoulder. Thank you, her father, he's a very powerful man. I don't know what he would have done if she couldn't even finish. As the paramedics lifted Lily onto the stretcher, flashes from phones and murmurs from bystanders filled the cafe. People approached Emma, praising her bravery, thanking her, calling her a hero, but all she felt was a quiet ache in her chest. Saving Lily had opened an old wound, one that still carried the memory of her brother. But she also felt a strange sense of peace. Maybe this time, she had done for someone else what she couldn't do back then. As the ambulance doors closed and the sirens faded away, Emma stood in the doorway of the cafe, unaware that the entire world outside was about to change for her. Because Lily wasn't just any child, she was the daughter of Harun Malik, one of the richest, most feared, and most influential men in the city. And when he learned what happened, when he discovered that a simple waitress did the impossible and saved his only child, he wouldn't rest until he found her. And Emma's quiet life, her painful past, and her hidden strength were all about to collide with the world of a man who had everything except the one thing money could never buy, someone who would act out of pure kindness.